Hello viewers and welcome back. Today I'll show you how you can run my favorite 3D modeler, SketchUp 2018, inside bottles in Linux. If you already know your way around bottles, you don't have to sit through the whole thing. You can just skip to the chapter that you need. There is also a link to a written down step-by-step tutorial in the comments as well as in the description below. And to make things easier, I even provide a link to an official SketchUp 2018 download. It's from Trimble. More on that after the video. There are also some prerequisites that need to be met in order to get this working inside bottles. I have a step-by-step tutorial for those also linked in the description and in the comments, but I will not have a step-by-step video tutorial on that. This is only about the installation and the running of SketchUp Pro 2018 in bottles on Linux. So you can now either way grab all the files and then skip to the end of the video, or follow me along for the tutorial. Part A. Create the new bottle in the GUI. Open bottles. Bottles. This one works, but I misspelled that here. So we start a new bottle. New bottle. Application. It's correct. This can stay default. The runner stays default, and we call it exactly as mentioned in the tutorial. SketchUp Pro 2018. We could of course also just copy and paste that. Okay, create. Bottle created successfully. Okay, and then we go in settings somewhere. Windows version. Yeah, Windows 10 is fine. Okay. That's that. Out. Out. There's the new one, the good one, SketchUp Pro 2018. Close bottles. Everything else will be done in the terminal, and it stays the same terminal throughout the entire installation. Otherwise, you have to readdress the bottle again. And if you forget that, everything is no good. So let's see if we can just copy and paste my commands. Part B. Target bottle via terminal. Copy. Paste. Using home blah 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 blah. That's right. Echo not found. If the bottle would not be there, it would say not found in red. Part C. Install required components. We do install all the dependencies first before we install SketchUp. You could install SketchUp first, but yeah, we try it this way now. And you can copy and paste all these commands. We remove mono from this bottle because otherwise that will cause a dependency error or dependency conflict later on. It will give you these little windows. Don't worry so much about it. If there's something, just click OK basically. And also don't worry about these warnings. There's always these warnings, and when see like this one. Yeah, that's fine. It was not found. Well, then don't uninstall it. That's great. Like, don't worry about these warnings. Just let it do its thing. So and now we will install all the fonts and rich edits. We do them separately. You can run that all in one command, but I do it separately. The reason why I do that separately, if there is an error somewhere, you can intervene right away instead of having to go through the entire log and figure out where was the error triggered, right? So this essentially now installs all the fonts that would be delivered with Windows if we would run Windows. There we go. And then there's one more font, Tahoma, that is needed, I think not so much by SketchUp itself, but by layout. Okay, next one. Next one. Next one is the .NET framework. Yeah, that's fine. You also don't freak out about this not handled. There's just stuff that it hasn't handled at that very that it hasn't handled at that very moment, but it will deal with it at some point. Or it is just not there because we don't need it, and then it, well, can't handle it. No big deal. Don't freak out. There's a lot of stuff in these commands that always freaks me out. Less so now, but very much so at the beginning. I think that .NET 4.5.2 is by far the longest install. You can probably get a coffee for this one. Ta-da! Okay, next we install the C++ runtimes. We need multiple of those. Once again, you can just put that all into one command if you wish, but for beginner-friendly reasons I do it in separate commands. Next one. The 2019 one is good because it gives you all the runtimes from 2015 to 2019. Microsoft bundled that all, so you don't have to install 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Quite nice. Okay, and we need the 2005. We need these two. They are in one command, as you can see here, vcrun6 and vcrun6sp6. Now, if you want to make one command for all the other ones, you just go -q and then you just list everything you need. Core fonts, Tahoma, Rich 30, Rich Text 32, .NET 4.5.2, vcrun 2013, 2019, blah 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 blah, all the way till the end. And then it does all of this in one shot. But yeah, if something doesn't work in between, it's a bit shitty. Or let's say your internet connection crashes halfway through. What? Oh, oopsie. Yeah, of course you can't find that command because I'm stupid. Let's copy and paste the entire command. Not just the package that needs to be installed. Duh! Okay, had to press enter here. Then we do this. And here, if it says stop there, it ends like this. You just hit enter, and then we go there. This should be all the dependencies. If you want to, you can now do one of these, but that's not necessary. When I do a lot of stuff in the terminal, I kind of do that just for the sake of doing it. Okay, we can now put this away. I'm gonna just make it smaller, don't close it, just in case something goes wrong, so I'm still in the same terminal. I don't have to readdress the bottle, otherwise I have to go to the very beginning.
Part D.
So now we're gonna go and install SketchUp via the GUI in bottles. I provide a terminal command to do that from the terminal, but then you have to fill in the path where your SketchUp Excel file is stored. Since I don't know that, I show you how to do it via the GUI. So we're gonna go into SketchUp Pro 2018, the one we created, not the one I misspelled. Open, and then we go to run executable, and then it asks us where to find it. I put mine on the desktop just because it's easier, and we go to run. This application could not be started. Okay. I don't know why it says that, but close that. Okay. Because it's not installed yet. And then it asks you if it wants to install it. Yes, install. Bloody hell, where did that go? My window is gone. Oh. Sorry for that. Next. Sure. Sure. If you install a program, the same program several times in bottles like I did, because I messed up, you can just install it always in the same standard folder, because each bottle is basically its separate Windows entity. It's not really a Windows entity, but Windows compatibility layer entity. So go to finish. And then I usually go here to, where is it? Is it settings? Settings. There's somewhere manage drives in bottles, right there. So I then add a letter, which I usually don't use for anything else. Let's say not A, because that is usually it. If someone still has a floppy drive. Go to, no, not, why do you always switch to P? O. So then you go to O down here at the bottom. Don't ask me why this is so stupid. And then you guide O to a folder which you want all your files stored in. Because otherwise the files will be stored essentially within the bottle. If you lose bottle, or your bottle crashes and you have to reset it, all the files within that bottle might be gone. I'm pretty sure there's a way to retrieve them, but this way you just guide the save files, like in SketchUp case, your drawings, or if you use, like I have Scrivener installed here, if you have your manuscript for your book, you have that on your hard drive, not in a virtual environment, so to speak. So, okay, so letter O, and it will go to Dominic, and then I have documents, and then I have wine files, and I have SketchUp. And I click OK. So now the standard, not the standard, but now I can set save as, and I guide it to that folder. The bottle has now access to that folder, not just folders within the environment. Okay.
Part E.
Close the bottle, open the terminal again, have a little verification command here. We could have done that before we installed SketchUp, but that doesn't matter. Wine is being noisy again. But here it lists all the dependencies again. Core fonts, Tahoma, rich text, blah, 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 everything we installed. So, and then I have a pass-fail report. If you forgot something, or it doesn't start and you have the idea, oh, I might have forgotten to install some kind of a dependency, you can just run this command. It looks very complicated. And it should, see, they are all here. Ding, 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 ding. If one would not be here, it would be X'd out. And then you can go in and install that dependency. Okay, very good. Now we can finally
Part F. Launch.
clear the terminal, close close our tutorial, go to graphic design, bottles, go to the right bottle and start SketchUp. I don't know why Windows is now noisy again and tells us that there's one little thing that could not, and then you have to do this, continue, then you get obviously your SketchUp thing. You can either way start using it and then you have your 30-day trial, or you go to add license. It could be that you have a very old license. It will tell you that it is an outdated license. Not outdated, you are still allowed to use it, but the formatting has changed somewhere. And then you just have to go through the steps, and then it sends an email to Trimble, and Trimble will send you an email with your new credentials. I had to do that. And this time I actually saved that. Because I like SketchUp 2018 so much that I got so paranoid that I saved everything, including a YouTube video, which I also gonna link in the description, that shows you how to install it on Wine. I'm gonna insert now my license. I won't give it to you. Okay, license is added, and I choose my architectural design in millimeter. Start using SketchUp. A new version of SketchUp is available. Yeah, no kidding. Remind me later. Go away. And here is SketchUp. And then we do the ultimate tests. Go 500 by space, comma, space, 500. Enter. Oh, 500 by 500 millimeters. There we go. And then we go push pull, another 500 millimeters. Enter. There. Now we have a cube. Da da da. So, and now we go File, Save As, and as I said, you can now go to My Computer, and here's the drive we set. We go to O. See? There are all my SketchUp files in there, because I linked the letter O to my SketchUp 2018 folder within Wine files. 500 cube. Save. And now let's see if this works. Send to layout. Layout is starting on my main screen, which you can currently not see, but as soon as it's there, I will pull it over. I choose, yes, I know that there's a new version. Jesus Christ. Here is layout. Fully functioning. Yep, you can go to standard views, I don't know, isometric. Measuring spots, 500 millimeters or half a meter by half a meter by the half a meter. Can close this. No, we don't want to save that. And we close SketchUp. And now we try Style Builder. Yes, I know there's a new version. And here is Style Builder, which I never used. I have no idea what I do here. But yeah, this is for when you have one different drawing styles and stuff. Never used it, never needed it. But it works in bottles. And in my case, in bottles, it runs way smoother than Wine. Who would have guessed? And let's see how long this whole install took us. 31 minutes, 39 seconds, including setting up the cameras and everything. Okay, let's recap this. At some point you saw that there was a pop-up, and when I clicked on it, it guided me to a Microsoft web page where it explained all kinds of stuff. That was the empty .exe could not be found pop-up. That only happened on the first startup of SketchUp in my case, and I clicked OK, and that was the end of it. If this creates troubles for you. In the tutorial package you find down below for download, there is a proposed solution for that. But I didn't test it myself because I just clicked OK and it went away. I can't test something that is not actually a problem. Furthermore, you will also find a file that says prerequisites, and it explains how to install bottles from FlatHub and how to install Winetricks. I did that already prior to filming this video, so I also did not retest what is in this part of the tutorial. But it should be fine. I checked the commands and they look good. Also, you can find a lot of other videos on YouTube on how to install bottles and how to install Winetricks. It's not necessary to redo it here. You're also going to find a link down below that leads you to a video on YouTube where another guy explains how to install SketchUp 2018 on System Wine. The video is slightly outdated with the versions he used, but the procedure is the same. This is the first version how I tried to get it running on my system, but as I said in the tutorial, it was quite laggy in my case and bottles works better. So the SketchUp exe file that is linked as a download down below, let me tell you, it comes from the official SketchUp Thailand website. When I visited the website the first time around, it was all in Thai, and I don't speak Thai. And there was a pop-up, which I assume was a cookie pop-up. And I just clicked OK and then downloaded the file, and that is indeed the exe file I used to install SketchUp back on my system, because I lost my original one, unfortunately. And Trimble doesn't give you new ones anymore, at least not readily available on their website, except for the Thailand website. But I also learned that you can switch the Thailand website to English. That brings us to why did I actually do this exercise? Why do I install a 7-year-old program when there are other alternatives around? Well, I really like SketchUp 2018. I do a lot of renovation things, and it is really for me the fastest way of showing something to people that is not just a 2D technical drawing on a piece of paper, which a lot of people can't read. Also, if I just want to whip up a quick model for my 3D printer, I'm gonna try that now with SketchUp if it works, or if it doesn't work, we will see. I don't always want to whip out a heavy-duty engineering tool for everything. I don't do CNC machining or heavy-duty engineering. I do a lot of renovation projects and gardening things and refurnishing rooms, and SketchUp is just quite easy to move stuff around and have a visualization. Furthermore, as you might realize, the tutorials were actually written by ChatGPT. I read through them and corrected things where I found mistakes or added stuff that I thought was necessary to add. And that has a reason why I did it this way. Because I'm currently in the process of training a custom ChatGPT for Linux noobs. So instead of having to go through endless publications and forum threads and documentation and God knows what, you could potentially ask this ChatGPT as soon as I make it public on the GPT store. And I actually want to test it if it delivers what I envision it should deliver. Clear, step-by-step answers. No rambling, no hallucination, or as little as possible. And no, oh, this is a great idea, you should totally do that. And yes, there's definitely a version on a way to do this, because it was your idea and I definitely have to confirm everything you say. No, this one, you ask a question, it should then ask you what Linux distro you actually use, and then base all the recommendations on that. It should. I don't know. We will see. And if someone is still left at the end of the video, and maybe from the 3D printing guys from my first few videos, you will see soon how the circle will close itself and how this excursion into Linux will actually benefit my 3D printing game. Thanks for watching. See you next time.